So if you visit my blog, you may have read a story about some here-hatted twerking thoughts that were running around shaking their butts in some man at a gas station, which some people believe possibly are hookers or prostitutes. So I'm going to read to you the original story in case you missed it, as I never made a video about it. So I'm going to read to you the original story, then I'm going to read to you the newest information, the update on the story. So the HuffingtonPost.com writes, and I quote, "Now for the record, if you want to see the actual video, click the link below, visit my blog, and you can see the actual surveillance video of what's going to be discussed in the story. That's all you got to do is click the link below. If you need the link because you can't find the description box, ask for it. I'll post it in the comment section. It'll take you directly to the meatmagazine.blogspot.com site, so then that way you can see for yourself. So the HuffingtonPost.com writes, and I quote, "Police in Washington, D.C. are asking the public's help to identify 2 women accused of sexually assaulting a man by twerking against him and fondling his genitalia. The incident happened October 7th around 4 p.m. at a store on the 1700 block of New York Avenue. Surveillance video shows a man talking on the phone while getting money from an ATM. In the footage, 2 African-American women in short dresses come into the store. One of the women, wearing a silver dress, rubs her butt against the front of the man while purchasing something." Pause the story. That's multitasking. She put the ass in multitasking. "Now, when the victim backs away, her friend in a short red dress," they should have said the better looking one. "Anyway, when the victim backs away, her friend in a short red dress makes several attempts to cozy up to the man, including trying to touch his pants inseam." Damn, was this Eggplant Friday? Anyway, it appears the man did not know the women and had no interest in getting better acquainted. The 2 women left the store, but police are now trying to find them. The twerking might seem like fun and games to some, me included, but DC police believe the 2 women should be charged with 3rd-degree sexual assault. Pause the story right there. If they did that to me, they'd be free to go. Anyway, back to the story. DC police believe the 2 women should be charged with 3rd-degree sexual assault. That charge includes inappropriate touching and involves actual force, threats, putting the person in fear of death, bodily harm, or kidnapping, or rendering the person unconscious, according to WTVR.com. Anyone who recognizes either of the 2 persons of interest is asked to contact DC Police at 202-727-9099. That's 202-727-9099. These aren't the first women whose twerking has run afoul of the law. In 2014, 3 women in Beavertown, Oregon were arrested after 2 of them began twerking near the town courthouse while the other filmed it. This past April, 3 women in southern Russia, with extra emphasis on the word Russia. This past April, 3 women in southern Russia were sentenced to brief jail terms after making a twerking video on the site of a World War II memorial. The only black women twerked in your grave. And for the record, the women in Oregon, 2 of them were white. For all of you people like, yeah, I bet that was some black bitches. In your face. For all you fans of Toast. You know the guy who talks about hair hats and Beastie BT1000 and all that stupid shit. That fucking clown. For all you people who are fans of that asshole. Remember, this is Caucasian women. And those other stories. I'm going to make stories about that on my blog and post videos on YouTube about those separate stories. As a matter of fact. So then that way people can know about it. So that way they can see these people's faces and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? Since people think that it's just a black thing. And then you'll say, well, just because white women or Asian women or whatever women do it doesn't mean that black women should do it. And all this other stupid shit that you may have heard Toast say in his corny little videos. Let me explain something to you. That's nothing but game. That's a manipulation game. The reason why you should care that other people do things that you see, for example, a black woman doing, is because how in the world can you turn something that one particular group did all on them and say that the weight of the world is on the shoulders? You see what I'm saying? You're going to say, for example, like when people talk this shit about black and black crime, so-called black and black crime, even though in reality, if you look at the statistics, like people will say something stupid, for example, like, well, one of these days, because I've heard people say this online, I've read people say this stupid shit. There's always some racist asshole running their fucking mouth. not thinking before they speak. So they'll say, man, look at these numbers of these black people who are killing each other. One day they're just going to kill each other off. There won't be any of them left. But they're so fucking retarded, they didn't really look at the actual numbers and say to themselves, now if there's 40 million so-called blacks in America and 2, 3, 4,000 people are murdered in America in 1 year, right? That's a fraction of 1%. As long as the birth rate is higher than the murder rate, those people were being replaced. And if you think about it, the quote unquote black population has stayed at a certain consistent level in America for decades now, right? It hasn't really gone up or down, which lets you know that it's being done on purpose. That lets you know that there's some sort of outside intervention that's going on. But for the record, whenever these assholes say this stupid shit about, oh, black people are killing each other up, just remember this. The murder rates for every race is the same. Every race, it's at a fraction of 1%. So that will completely burst their bubble. And then when they say, well, black people's percentage is high, I say, it doesn't even reach a full percentile for anybody, for any race. So you can't say black people's, well, unless you're being mathematically dishonest, unless you're being some like common core asshole, you're doing common core math, where a sum of numbers is no longer valid according to your mythological rules that are not scientific, that aren't mathematical, that aren't real, that are just fake, that have no base other than your bias. So remember, it's a fraction of 1% for all groups. Anyway, with all of that said, I just wanted to read to you this update of these hair-hatted Beastie BT1000 black bitches that were over there twerking on a man at the gas station, twerking on the gas pump. I'm going to tell you the update to the story. Now, this news comes courtesy of foxnews.com, a news organization I have been very critical of over the years. I'm going to read to you what they have to say about it. So Fox News writes, and I quote, one of the two One of the two women accused of sexually assaulting a man inside a Washington, D.C. store has been arrested, authorities said Tuesday. D.C. police arrested Ayana Marie Knight. Wow, that's a ninja name. I mean, you ever met a white girl or an Asian named Ayana? I'm just fucking with y'all, by the way. I'm just kidding. D.C. police arrested Ayana Marie Knight, 22, of Las Vegas. She is facing a third-degree sex abuse charge. The other woman has not been found. WTTG reports the incident happened on October 7th at the Shell gas station. Surveillance cameras caught two women, quote, twerking and inappropriately touching a man inside the gas station convenience store at around 4 p.m. The victim, who asked to remain anonymous, well, buddy, I guess you would want to remain anonymous when you're saying you were a victim of women twerking on you in public. It's not like you're getting charged with some indecency law or something, But hey, if he doesn't want that to happen to him, then that's fine. He might be gay. He could be married. He might be a MGTOW, men going their own way. He could be a lot of different things. Maybe he just doesn't like bitches. Maybe he's a misogynist. He's like, well, these dirty bitches, they're funky butts. I don't really know why he's upset. The one in the red dress didn't look bad for what I could see. The victim, who asked to remain anonymous, told the station he asked the women to stop and asked the clerk for help. The clerk replied, quote, what do you want me to do? I would have said, if I was him, well, you come over here and put your crotch out so they can twerk on you. Distract them with your eggplant. That's what the fuck I would have told him. But anyway, that's just me. Back to the story. The man said the women followed him when he left the store, even to a nearby car wash when he went to call police. He told WTTG he thought he saw men outside the gas station whom he believed to be the women's pimps and was concerned for his safety if he had acted out. The victim said he wasn't sure if the women were men posing as women or if they were actually women. Pause the story right there. Of course, this is black women here, where you're dealing with white trannies. Nothing's uglier on this earth than a white tranny. The big ass nose and the big Adam's apple sticking out, just make you projectile vomit and projectile shit at the same time. Anyway, the story goes on to say the victim said he wasn't sure if the women were men posing as women or if they were actually women. Quote, "You don't know who these people are," the victim told WTTG. Quote, "I was afraid for my safety. Like I said, I thought they were transvestites or women or men dressed like women." The victim told the station he doesn't want to be identified because he's a teacher and has received a lot of backlash on social media for filing the complaint. Anyone with information is urged to call police at 202-727-9099. Once again, that's 202-727-9099. In other words, turn in the butts. Wow. This is just a damn shame. Now, here's the deal. Now, the other suspect for the record has not been caught yet. But hey, at least they caught one of these thoughts. Now, is it wrong to call these hoes some thoughts? Those hoes over there? Because I know a lot of people were offended by that type of language. But I mean, let's be real here. Now, this right here is some thought behavior if I've ever seen it before or heard of it before. And as soon as I heard the story, I said to myself, those women are probably prostitutes. Most likely. I mean, they're probably just trying to, sell him a little something. And, he probably knew that there was a camera in there in the gas station. He figured, I'm a teacher. I better not indulge in the booty. Basically, he got free lap dances and groped. It was like a strip club, but for free $99. I don't know how much money this man makes as a teacher, but he must have took out a grip for them to be throwing it back on him like that. They didn't give a fuck. And I don't know whether or not it was the dark skinned one or the light skinned one that they ended up arresting, which I wish they would have said. I wish they would have showed a mugshot or something. But all I know is this, man. This is crazy. If them chicks would have done that shit to me and I didn't see an Adam's apple and the school found out about it, I would just say, hey, they were practicing their dance moves and they just wanted to see whether or not they were effective. And they were, because I was pitching a tent like a fucking Boy Scout. But this is all my opinion. What's yours? Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more black women. Don't get offended, but you know what I'm already about to say. This is why I'm marrying a Japanese woman. You see, the Japanese woman would never twerk on a stranger in public for free $99. She'd privately twerk for her husband, clap her butt cheeks, turn her head around with her booty facing his face, throw up the peace sign and say shin shin, and then clap the booty and walk out the room. But that's just how the Japanese woman would do it. Everybody can't be as beautiful and poised as the Japanese goddesses. But anyways, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it below. Meat Magazine.